Welcome back to the channel. Today when we continue with the Carina, I'm going to try and sort out the electric window problem, service the front brakes, paint the calipers, make them look nicer. It's just this one switch here which seems to be the problem. Maybe it's just the switch, maybe just a little bit dirty on the actual connector. We'll see. Whip it all off, see if we can remove that panel. Actually that panel might just pop out just like it was on the Nissan, so that'll make it a lot easier, and we'll just check the wiring, etc. See if it works. And then the brakes are all bled now, so all I've got to do is paint all this up. I've got some paint for this. It's an iron railing paint, so it's a direct to rust paint, so we'll whack that on, see what that's like. I'm going to paint the cross member as well, just to tidy it all up. Did a little bit of undersealing on here with some spray underseal. I don't want to get involved in paint on this actual car, so I've just actually undersealed it. I also, while I've got that paint, I'm going to actually wax some paint on the actual engine block. I don't know if you can actually see that. The sun's on it. So I've actually tidy all this up a little bit, and also I've taken the brackets off here, so I'm going to paint those up, make those look a lot nicer. And the heat shield I'm going to paint in a silver paint. I'm also going to show you how to actually make this rust look a little bit better. Little technique I've found to actually clean all this up a little bit, which I shall show you in a bit. Right, so I'm going to grab some paint and some brushes and we'll get started. As you can see, that's just one coat. Gives it a nice silver effect. So I'll let that dry in the sun for a good 10-15 minutes, and then I'll give it another coat. Should make it look a lot nicer on the car. So the paint I'm using is this Iron Gate Gloss Black. It's direct to rust. It's made by 151. It's quite cheap actually. It's not as expensive as Pour 15. It's probably not as good as Pour 15, but for this sort of thing it should be fine. Just neaten it all up, tidy it all up. I'm going to do all the control arms and the anti-roll bar as well, just to clean it all up, make it all look nice. Obviously keep some of the rust at bay as well. I'm also going to do the engine block with the same stuff. So I've just lifted the caliper out of the way as well while I was getting ready to paint it, and the seals look in really good condition. It's a little bit corroded on the actual piston face, but I think that's fine. I'll probably clean that up a little bit. Also the sliders still work nice as well. No stickiness in them. I'll probably pop them out and give them a bit of a clean and a re-grease. There's plenty of meat left on the pads. All seems to be working fine. So I'm going to pop the actual sliders out, clean them up like I say, wire brush all this with the drill again, and then just give it a nice coat of black paint, just make it look a bit prettier. It's all going quite well actually. I was really surprised. These brakes were actually all seized on when I first took it out of the barn, but it was stored for 10 years. So all it needs is just a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of TLC, and it's going to be a lovely little car. Like I said before, I'm going to replace some of these screws and clips and things. There's some clips missing, so I'm going to replace those. Yeah, really good condition really for its age. Again, I've got to tidy all this up as well, paint all this bit, put a bit under seal here and there just to tidy it up, keep the rust at bay. Cool, let's crack on. So I think you'll agree that looks a little bit better, cleaner. Give that a coat with the black soil as well. It's got a rust killer and an inhibitor in that as well, so hopefully it should keep some of the actual rot at bay. And before I actually put the wheels back on, I'll go around and double check everything and put another coat on bits and pieces. Just want to show you how clean the actual sliders are. If you can see that. Spotless. It's been stood in the garage for 10 years. I've not cleaned these up or anything, I've just wiped the actual grease off them. And they're almost perfect. So the actual the service history on this car is really good. It's been really well looked after. Yeah, it's a little bit crusty in areas, but it's nothing. So I'm going to re-grease these now, pop them back in, then I'm going to paint the actual caliper. So I've painted all the calipers up. I think they look a lot nicer. Very sort of OEM sort of look. I've also demasked the heat shield and put that on. So the next step really is a little bit more cleaning, a little bit more painting on the horns. I'm going to satin black all these as well, I think. Remove a little bit of rust on here, show you how to do that in a bit. And then get the wheels back on, get it back on the ground. And then have a look at this door switch. So I've taken the actual window switch mechanism apart. It all seemed pretty good except for these two little points here and here were really dirty and black, so I don't know if they've actually burnt out, which I doubt very much. It's just creating a circuit. So just clean them up with a little bit of airflow meter spray, and hopefully that will clean them up and make them make contact a little bit. But I did notice this side was actually a little bit sticky. Oop. So I'm going to spray a little bit of white grease on there as well, just on that slider, see if that helps at all. And hopefully that should fix the problem. So I've built the switch mechanism back up, and that window works. But still nothing on this driver's one, which is weird. Again, that clicking, as if the central locking wants to work. So I'm thinking this switch mechanism is knackered. Yeah, see, nothing now. It's got to be a short somewhere, because that shouldn't be doing that. I don't know if the actual mirrors work actually, let's have a look. Yeah, they work. Still thinking it's this. I go online and see if I can find a new switch mechanism. Yeah, there's a fault somewhere. So I'm just doing a little bit more cleaning up on the actual slam panel here, and I just want to show you a little tip for removing this surface rust but keeping some of the actual patina to it. What you want to use is just a wire brush, a fine one, not a really coarse one, like a suede brush or something like that for cleaning suede shoes, and some WD-40 or some cleaner. I like to use Carplan surface cleaner and conditioner. I've had this quite a while now. What I do is just plop a little bit on there. Do, and you gently just I wouldn't advise this on actual bodywork. Things like slam panels where you want to tidy it up a bit, remove rust but keep a patina, and this is ideal, but definitely wouldn't use it on bodywork, so I'll scratch the hell out of it. Spend more time actually polishing it, because this is a satin finish anyway. I'll buff this up by hand with a little bit of polish afterwards. I'll just improve it no end and clean it up. See, just a couple of seconds, so you still get the actual patina from the rust, but we're just removing the actual staining of the entire slam panel. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. There you go, after about half an hour. It's a lot cleaner. Still got the patina of the old rust there, which is not as in your face and ugly looking. I think it looks a lot nicer. You can see a little shadow in the way. And I just give it a coat of some TFF wax. Quite an old make this now, Caliper. I don't know if it's even made anymore. I always like this because it gives a nice Teflon coating as well, so it keeps the water out, which is ideal for this sort of stuff. Just give it a quick rub over with that, let that dry on and buff it off. If it's cleaned on a regular basis, the rust won't get any worse, it'll just hold it at bay, but just give it that old sort of look. If you wanted to, you could actually strip all this back and repaint it. It's not something I want to get into at the moment. The next owner might want to do that. We shall see. Right. I'm going to get the wheels back on now. All the brakes are bled. The heat shield's all back on. Funny, typically the actual sun's in the way today, so you can't really see much. I think it looks a lot nicer, a lot cleaner. Still some cleaning to do on the actual engine bay. I want to tidy it up a little bit more. Give it a few rust spots, clean the hoses, etc. a little bit better, just to make it look nice and a bit tidier. I'm still happy how the engine bay paint came out. I think it's really nice and clean. Still got this old sticker to get off here. I'll clean these nuts up a little bit more as well. Got to get some satin black paint to do the strut tops and the horns, but that's on order, so that'll be coming in the next couple of days, so that'll probably be in the next video. So we go, all back on the ground. Looks a lot nice underneath now. Just got the wheel trims to do, which we'll probably do in the next episode. Trying to get the window to work, and the fuse blew, which is a little bit weird. And I took the fuse out and it completely disintegrated. It's supposed to look like that. So I have to get online tonight and order a couple of those, see if I can trace what the problem is with that. Seems a little bit strange how that keeps blowing a fuse on that window. But we're getting there slowly but surely. Still a little bit of cleaning and polishing to do. Still got to satin black these areas as well. I'm going to clean all this up, get rid of rust on here, repaint the actual B and C posts, just make them look nicer. So if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one.